I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're diving into a heartwarming children's book. It is called The Gentle Giant, and it is written by an amazing author. Her name is Eboni Christina Pollard. We will discover a tale of friendship, overcoming disabilities, and the power of kindness, beautifully illustrated to captivate young readers. Today, we're going to explore how this touching story teaches valuable life lessons about helping others and making friends. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Eboni, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about the inspiration to write The Gentle Giant and how your personal experiences actually influenced the story.
Absolutely. So I decided to write the book because I have, well, my son, he inspired me to write it. He has special needs, and just challenges that he's overcome is what brought me to write it, and hopefully inspire other children and parents that have children with special needs as well, because it can be very challenging. But as parents, we do what we have to do and we make things happen. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Move mountains if you have to for your
absolutely,
children.
we sure
That's the
do.
power of being a mom or a dad. Now, your son has a seizure disorder, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
How's he doing? How old is he? And how are you guys coping with that?
So I actually lost my son in
Oh, I'm
2021.
sorry.
Thank you so much. So the just being able to do this helps me continue his legacy by telling and sharing his story. I made
Absolutely.
a promise to him that we would get the book done. We got it done. He was able to share with, friends, nurses, doctors. So these are things that he enjoyed. So I want to continue doing that and sharing his story.
That's
So although I
beautiful.
lost him,
Yeah.
the being able to do this continues his legacy for me and sharing his story.
Absolutely. His legacy lives on. He lives on. It immortalizes him in many ways that this book exists, and it will help other children and families that are dealing with, disabilities and special needs. Give us folks at home an overview of what the book Gentle Giant is all about.
Absolutely. So it's about two young little boys. They meet in school, and the other little boy that he meets, he has like a stuttering like disorder. So he stutters. So he doesn't know how to express himself, and so then that's where the gentle giant comes in because he also has a seizure disorder. He's letting him know that it's okay that we're different. We can still be whatever we want to be in life. It's okay. And so they meet and they become friends. They play basketball. My son loved drums, so he plays drums, and they just get to do everything that they want to do. And when he gets home, he shares that he met this new friend. He was so excited, and he was looking forward to what's to come. So it's pretty much what the book is about. Just it's again, the biggest thing is that if you are no one is the same, right? We're all different, whether we have a disability, that we have challenges in life, but whatever we want to be, we can be. You just have to believe in yourself and do it. May be a little harder, but you can still do it.
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful message because it does give that message of hope and possibility to people who do have differing abilities. So that's great. Who is the gentle giant? Is it an actual giant? Tell us a little bit about that character.
The gentle giant is my son. He was tall and mighty, and he just, like I said, he never allowed his challenges to dictate his future, whatever he wanted. And I was that encouraging mom because I didn't want him to ever feel different. And trust me, he didn't. He was the the kindest, most gentle giant that you could be around. And so that's where the name came from, because he was tall and he was a big boy. And so he was just my gentle giant. And so that name continues and will live on, and people will know that that's who it is.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's beautiful. Was it difficult explaining complex issues like disabilities in a way that children could understand and relate to?
Um, for him, no, because like I said, I never wanted him to feel any different. He knew that he had a seizure disorder. Um, but if he had a seizure, once it was done, he knew he was okay. He was back to doing his routine. He was back like nothing ever happened. And so with his seizure disorder, it also caused some delays. So he was in like special needs classrooms, especially because he had a seizure disorder. Someone needed to be close by. But again, even with that, it wasn't challenging in that way because he knew that he had it, but to a certain extent, I mean, I will. It wasn't a like he didn't let it stop him from anything that he wanted to do, and it wasn't hard for. He knew what he had, if that makes
Right.
sense.
He knew what he had. He didn't let it define him. He had his
Exactly.
episodes when he wasn't well, but then he picked himself up and just kept on going, which is a sign of a true hero and a great person and a great man like your son sounds like he was for sure.
Exactly. And you
I was
hit the nail
saying,
on the head when you said hero, because he was absolutely my hero and he was a hero to so many others. So,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's beautiful. So, but when it comes to explaining disabilities to children in a book,
Mhm.
how do you go about doing that in a way that they can comprehend it?
So, kind of like how I did, I made it to where it would be easy to understand. I kind of made it rhyme like a little poem, so that and not real long because children, they don't have a long attention span. But I wanted to share his story and get the point across in a way that was understandable for children, and then also where the parents could read it and they could relate to. Because it's not just my story, it's a lot of people's story. And I learned that along the way, with the challenges that we face, because I've had the opportunity to meet other people that were going through similar situations. So it's been an eye opener just knowing that I'm not the only one. And that's why I wanted to share the story to help other people that feel like they're the only one, because they're not.
It's good to know there is a community out there, that you're not the only one faced with these challenges, and that you're not alone during these very, very trying times. Have you read the book to any children?
So the book is actually, when my son got sick and the hospital, they just fell in love with him. So they purchased books. So it's in the children's library.
Wonderful.
When my son got really sick and um, hospice and things like that came into play. They purchased books as well. They just really loved him. Like I said, when as a mother, when you hear other people say like, wow, he's amazing, you did an amazing job, that makes you
Yeah.
feel good, because it makes you feel like everything that you went through wasn't for it was for something of purpose. It was a reason behind it, and we may not know at that time what it is, but then when you hear people say that, it makes you feel like, okay, this it wasn't done in vain. There was a reason behind it. And again, me sharing his story gives me hope and purpose that, again, it can help someone and touch somebody else's life. And if it does it to one person, then I'm happy about that.
When you're in that bed or sitting on the side of that bed with somebody you love, and you're in the tedium of all the white and gray and green that hospitals are, a little sign of encouragement, a little note of kindness goes so far.
So far,
And
yeah.
that's what your book brings. It brings a note of lightness, of hope, of possibility. And that's exactly what somebody needs when they're in that gown, when you feel like all is lost, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also just to hope that, other people have a great support system along the way too. That's very important. I couldn't do this by myself. I have an amazing mother, brother, daughter, friends, that have stuck by me throughout the whole journey. They've been there with me. And so I'm thankful for that too, because you can't do it by yourself. It's not an easy road. It really isn't.
Exactly. Have you envisioned Gentle Giant as a video or a movie or a show or something like that?
I would love to. Like I said, the goal is just to continue his legacy. And, I made him a promise that I would do that. And that is absolutely what I want to do and what I like to continue to do. I am working on book number 2 as well. So hopefully that will come out next year. But if a movie comes out and can share his story, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Lovely.
You
What's
just
the name of
never
book number 2?
it's going to be The Gentle Giant's Journey with Papa Louie.
Sounds great. Well, we'll
Yeah.
look forward to seeing that in print. This book right now is in print. It is called The Gentle Giant. It is written by Eboni Christina Pollard. It is an amazing tale of friendship, overcoming disabilities, and the power of kindness. Eboni, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure is all mine. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.